we're talking about those who've literally made a career out of impersonating her. And she's finally speaking out, and here's the kicker: things are about to change big time for all those wannabe Arianas. They better start planning for a new hustle because it's not going to anymore. But wait, there's more. For the longest time, people have had the nerve to keep buzzing about Ariana's looks, tossing around surgery rumors left and right. And the wildest one, some folks are actually saying Ariana got a BBL. Can you believe that? Well, Ariana decided she's done with all the nonsense and even sat down for a lie detector test to shut down these ridiculous claims once and for all. There's so much to unpack here, so grab your popcorn and get comfortable, because this story is about to get real juicy. Ariana isn't holding back, and trust me, you won't want to miss a moment of it. Let's break it down, guys. We all know that Ariana Grande is hands down one of the most iconic pop stars of our generation. But with that level of fame comes a downside, a curse if you will. Ariana is also one of the most impersonated celebrities, especially on TikTok. Her signature high ponytail, cat eye makeup, and sweet yet sultry vibe have been recreated by countless people online. But what happens when someone takes their fandom a little too far? Enter Paige Neman. Now Paige has been making waves and raising eyebrows because she's made a career out of looking and acting exactly like Ariana, from copying her style to doing some pretty questionable things just to stay in the spotlight. Paige's antics have stirred up a lot of controversy. And while Ariana usually keeps it classy, she's known to throw some subtle shade Paige way. But Paige, she never backs down. Things took a wild turn recently when Ariana participated in a Vanity Fair lie detector test. When asked if she had ever confronted her impersonators, Ariana, being her cute and diplomatic self, simply said she hasn't confronted anyone. Have you ever confronted anyone who's impersonated you? No, yet. But you can feel the heat behind those words. But then Ariana dropped a line that made everyone perk up. She said she wanted to confront them and added that she'd do it in a fun way. Have you ever wanted to? Yes, in a fun way. Yeah, now we all know Ariana is usually pretty chill and lets most things slide, so for her to get this real, you know she's had enough. And here's where it gets juicy. As soon as Paige Neman, Ariana's infamous copycat, caught wind of Ariana's comment, she wasted no time clapping back. She posted a smug selfie on her IG story with the caption, "You literally impersonated her in wedding photos," and started an honestly, they've got a point. This creep really has no shame. I wish that Ariana could be a little more ruthless by filing a lawsuit against her for everything that she has done over the past few years. Being mad that the person you're impersonating wants to confront you is it's crazy. Ayo, like you're impersonating them, girl. Is lucky Ariana hasn't confronted her by suing her. She literally started a whole OnlyFans account impersonating Ariana. It is actually so vile, like there's an entire crowd demanding that Ariana's team takes legal action. They really want to see this girl held accountable for what they see as a stupidity. I mean, you would think that someone might pump the brakes there, but not Paige. She's out here cashing in on her resemblance to Ariana in every way possible. However, as you'd expect, some people are claiming it is all just a hustle and she's just flexing her celebrity doppelganger status for some quick cash. But let's be real, impersonating Ariana on a platform like OnlyFans, that is next level. Things are getting seriously creepy now. What started as a fun little TikTok trend with Paige looking like Ariana has turned into something much darker. For anyone who might have forgotten how far this has gone, Paige blew up on TikTok back in 2019 just because she looks so much like Ariana. At first people were vibing with it like, oh cool, an Ariana twin, but as time went on it started to feel off. Paige didn't stop at a few TikToks either. She went full on Ariana mode, transforming her entire persona from selfies to full cosplay. She squeezed every drop out of her resemblance. While some people enjoyed it, a lot of others were getting those major creeper vibes. Arianators aren't wrong here. Paige may have finally crossed the line she can't uncross, and honestly it feels like just one big lawsuit might be the only way to make this disaster go away for good. But loves, let's put it in the whole impersonator drama. For now it's a complete mess that definitely needs to be addressed. However, let's circle back to Ariana and that lie detector interview. Turns out the impersonator wasn't the only hot topic Ariana had to deal with during that Vanity Fair session. She also had to tackle those long-standing rumors about her appearance and whether she's had any cosmetic surgery. And with that, let's dive into the second part of this wild story. If you've been following Ariana's career, you know the internet has been obsessed with this for years, so this moment was major because we finally got some answers straight from her. The first big question Cynthia Arrow hit her with was whether or not she's had a nose job. Ariana stared right into the lie detector and confidently said no, and guess what? The test confirmed she was telling the truth. You could see the relief on her face as she laughed, saying thank goodness, like she just let go of a huge weight that's been hanging over her. Honestly, who wouldn't feel that way after finally shutting down a rumor people have been speculating about for years? But wait, there's more. The questions kept rolling in. And when they asked if she'd ever had a boob job, Ariana couldn't help but laugh it off. She even threw in a cheeky joke in true Ariana fashion. She clarified that she hasn't had a facelift yet. Yep, she threw in that yet as a fun little hint, suggesting she's keeping her Options open for the future. Get a face. Can you imagine? No, not yet. I'm open now. Let's talk about fillers and Botox, because Ariana did admit to dabbling in those. She came clean saying she used to get fillers in different areas and tried Botox but hasn't touched them in years, about 4 years to be exact. I've had fillers in various places and Botox, but I stopped like 4 years ago, so it sounds like she's been keeping things natural lately, which might explain some of the subtle changes people have noticed. And when the question about a chin implant popped up, Ariana looked completely puzzled, even asking how did they do that. It was clear she had no idea what that rumor was about. And yes, the lie detector confirmed that was just another baseless rumor squashed. And then came the most eyebrow-raising question of all, whether she's had a BBL. Have you gone to BBL for real? You could practically see the confusion on her face, and honestly, it was pretty hilarious. Ariana jokingly said yes, but of course, that turned out to be a big lie. According to the lie detector, she quickly clarified that a BBL wasn't really her thing. Let's be real, Ariana's got her own iconic style, and a BBL just doesn't seem like it would be her vibe at all. But it wasn't just about shutting down surgery rumors. Ariana made it clear that she fully supports anyone who decides to go under the knife. She even said that if it makes someone happy, they should totally go for it. She went on a mini rant about how people need to stop judging others for wanting to enhance their appearance. Why do we care? She asked. Clearly over the years of endless speculation, and probably just exhausted from the constant rumors, one of the most relatable parts was when Ariana revealed that while she understands why fans are curious, it can be so frustrating having people constantly pick apart her appearance. It's like, can't a girl just live? And honestly, she's got a point. Ariana has been in the spotlight for so long and people often forget she's human too. She was super candid about how annoying it is when people think they know her face better than she does. This was such a rare and refreshing moment because, as we all know, most CBS won't even go near the topic of cosmetic surgery. But here Ariana just laid it all out, squashing the rumors and keeping it real. While some fans might still have their suspicions, she made it pretty clear where she stands and what's actually happened. It's interesting how some Arianators seemed relieved by her answers, while others are still giving her the side eye. The thing with celebrity rumors is they just don't fade away, right? They have a life of their own. But at least Ariana took a moment to set the record straight, or as she said herself, Ariana did not hold back. And it was honestly so refreshing to see her lay it all out there, even if some fans still have their doubts. Need a glass of wine? This is crazy. This is insane. This isn't going where I thought it would go, but I like it. What else is it? Who knew a Vanity Fair lie detected test would be the stage for all these spills? Now remember when I told you to put a pin in the doppelganger story? Well, it's time to unpin it, because we really need to dive deeper into this situation. Like I mentioned earlier, we won't dwell too much on the specifics of Paige Neiman and the Ariana Grande lookalike saga. That's old news, but let's face it, the whole doppelganger thing is getting more intense by the day. What's wild is how these lookalikes somehow feel entitled to be treated like the real celebrities, and if that's not the ultimate level of madness, then what is this? Is turning into a complete disaster, you guys. And we have to talk about how celebrities' lives are seriously impacted, especially when their lookalikes go as far as Paige Neiman, who even created an OnlyFans account posing as Ariana. If you're wondering why these cases are on the rise, don't worry, I've already done the thinking for you. Believe it or not, simply resembling a celebrity can become a way for people to ride the wave of clout, stir up the fan base, and even make some serious cash off their resemblance. But this whole impersonation thing, it's way deeper than just looking like a celeb. There are countless stories about superfans who take their obsession way too far. Paige probably started off as a huge Ariana fan, but then realized she could actually become her. The attention that comes with looking like Ariana is intoxicating, and let's be real, at this point it's not just about admiration for the singer anymore. In Paige Neiman's case, her resemblance to Ariana has definitely skyrocketed her TikTok fame, and there's no denying she's cashing in on it. Impersonators like Paige can rake in serious money just by riding the coattails of celebrities, from sponsored posts to fan donations, and even brand deals. These lookalikes can turn mimicry into a full-time gig. Paige, for instance, has over 1 million followers, and with that kind of reach, the revenue potential is huge, especially when fans believe she's the real deal, or at least a close reflection of Ariana. But how often do we stop to think about how the actual celebrities feel about someone profiting off their image? Ariana Grande, for one, hasn't been shy about expressing her discomfort. She called PA's impersonations weird and said they make her uncomfortable. This goes beyond harmless fun. Paige is leveraging Ariana's image to build her own brand, and with every post she's teetering on the edge between flattery and exploitation. Another critical angle here is the confusion impersonators like Paige can cause. Ariana's fans are fiercely loyal, and her image is something she has carefully curated over the years. The problem: Paige's impersonations have the potential to mess with that image by doing things as Ariana that the real Ariana never would. Ariana has spent years building her reputation and brand, And the last thing she needs is for her fans to associate her with behaviors that don't align with her values. It's not just confusing, it could be seriously damaging when impersonators like Paige engage in actions that don't fit the celebrity's image. Fans might start associating those behaviors with the real Ariana, which is a nightmare for someone who's worked so hard to maintain a particular persona. And that brings us to the legal side of things. Paige and others like her could be skating on thin ice if they keep profiting off celebrities' images without permission. Celebrity impersonation can get legally messy, especially when it's done for financial gain. Ariana could easily file a cease and desist if she felt her brand was being harmed or exposed unfairly. But there's a flip side. Taking legal action could bring even more attention to Paige, which might end up backfiring. So Ariana faces a tricky dilemma: allow the doppelgangers to keep going or risk escalating the situation with a legal battle. And finally, we really need to talk about the mental health side of all this. Paige has been imitating Ariana for years, and it's not just about the look. She's mimicked Ariana's mannerisms, poses, and even her speaking style. It makes you wonder, what kind of impact is this having on Paige's mental health? When someone like Paige has spent so long living in the shadow of a celebrity, there's a real possibility she's dealing with an identity crisis of her own. What might start as a fun or clout-chasing activity can turn into something deeper and more concerning. Imagine being so deep in a persona that you can't tell where the imitation ends and your real self begins. For Paige, this isn't just a hobby, it's her career. Her entire life seems to be wrapped up in being Ariana. If that's the case, she might have forgotten what it feels like to just be herself. What's interesting here is how social media plays a huge role in encouraging this. Platforms reward users like Paige with views, followers, and engagement, all of which can be monetized. Her popularity is a direct result of a culture that celebrates impersonation. But where do we draw the line? At some point, admiration turns into imitation, and imitation becomes a full-on identity crisis. Not to mention, impersonators can actually find themselves in real danger, whether it's from fans who can't tell them apart from the real celebrity, or stalkers who target them thinking they found the actual star. Adopting a celebrity's identity so publicly is like putting a target on your back. Some fans don't realize Paige is just a lookalike, and that could lead to a seriously dangerous situation. At the end of the day, this whole impersonation issue goes way deeper than just someone looking like Ariana. It brings up serious conversations about identity, mental health, the influence of social media, and even personal safety. Building an entire career based on resembling someone else comes with a cost for the impersonator, and potentially for the celebrity too. So what's next in this wild situation? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: as long as there's clout to be gained, people will keep blurring the lines between fandom and identity. Alright loves, that's all I've got for today. Paige might be catching all this heat, but the real question is whether she'll ever face serious consequences, be it in a fun way or otherwise. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and I'll see you in the next video.